Hello, Zero Blossom. Hope you guys are doing well. We'll see if anybody else comes in. Hey, Texas Rose. I heard some things on a panel last night. Hey, Captain Lee, fan and Batman. Hey, Miss Leah. And Laura, some of the things I heard you say. Hey, D Rod. Were just, well, I don't have any other word for it, but stupid. Now, hey, Chronic. Maggie says, hey. Texas Rose. Hey, Texas girl, Don Marie. Now, by now, we're all fully aware of the fact that Alicia is going through breast cancer. And I offer nothing but prayers and good vibes her way. Um, this is her journey. Hey, Cats Rule. But I heard Alicia ask on Laura's panel if anybody had ever been through chemotherapy and worked. Yes, Alicia, I have. It's not easy, but it's doable. So just keep your faith, Alicia. Now, I'll talk a little bit about my cancer journey because it was not breast cancer. Um, my cancer journey, everybody's journey is different. But when I heard Laura focusing on the possible loss of breast, which I'll be honest with you, 9 times out of 10, when it comes to breast cancer, is probably your best option, is to have the breast removed. We have someone else that's going through that. Yeah, exactly, Donna Baird. Uh, Getting rid of her boobs would be life ruining. No, 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 no. Let me tell you something. Saving your life is what you focus on. It's no different than somebody with diabetes who loses a foot or a leg or has problems with wound healing. And I mean, what I heard on that panel, and again, this has got nothing to do with Alicia. Like I said, I send my prayers, good vibes her way, focus on getting healthy. Exactly, Texas girl. My point. So for Laura to make it sound like because you are a dancer that your boobs. Now remember, Laura, you haven't danced in years. But to make it sound like that because you used your boobs to make money 30 years ago, that somehow it's more traumatic than a woman who did not use their boobs to make money, because I personally know a woman going through it right now here on this platform who has had her breast removed. And it's just as traumatic for her as it is for anybody that was ever in the industry. Yes, D Rod. Alicia has been diagnosed with breast cancer. And like I said, this has nothing to do with Alicia. Alicia actually kind of corrected Laura when Laura went off into the tangent about losing your breast. Uh, which losing any body part to a disease is going to be traumatic. But it pisses me off that there's people in this community, one in particular, and I don't even know whether to say her name or not. I mean, it's been brought out that she's had breast cancer, but I don't know to tell her story. It's not my story. But her breast meant as much to her as it does any other woman. And what I don't want to happen is, this is October, ladies. This is October. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, okay? Please, please do not be deterred for what's going on in Alicia's life. It's horrible what Alicia's going through. I get it. I never had breast cancer. I had colon cancer. Cancer sucks, flat out. Hey, Jamie May. And prayers to you and your family. But it came across as if breast cancer was nothing more than breast. It's cancer, for God's sakes. And it's very insulting to women who have not been in the industry to even insinuate that somehow your boobs are more special to you than another woman. You know, they always say your hair is your crown, a woman's hair is their crown. Hey, TL, Zero, Donna, Terry Lynn. Thank God, Terry Lynn. As with my colon cancer. Hey, Mrs. Michelle, I know you are. And I pray that Alicia goes to her oncologist today and they tell her that there's been no metastasis. It's not gone anywhere else and that they can deal with it. And Alicia's up and running, you know, in the amount of time it takes her to heal. But what I heard on Laura's panel, I was like, this cannot be freaking happening, Laura. I don't know how I would handle breast cancer either. I only know how I handled my cancer. And they didn't know until they got in there what may or may not happen. And trust me when I say I was very vain because I was afraid I was going to have a colostomy bag. And at that time, I worked in the casino business and I just couldn't imagine going to work every day wearing a colostomy bag. Do you know what my surgeon told me? He said, I am here to save your life. Hey, Blackhearted TL. If you do have to wear a colostomy bag, people live very normal, healthy lives wearing those. I'm so sorry, Jamie May. I come from a whole line of people who have passed from cancer, which is why once my cancer was removed, my oncologist came to me, asked me to take a genetics test. It cost over $6,000. I had no insurance at this point. So everything that was being done for me was being done for me out of the goodness of the doctors and the hospitals. Of course, I probably had $300,000 worth of medical bills stacked up against me. I don't, me, Sada, I don't, again, I don't, you know, it infuriated me when I listened to that today, because I know somebody, we all know somebody in this community right now that has had to have her breast removed. And is going to go through the process of having reconstructive surgery on her breast so that she does have breast again. But I can tell you, while talking to this person during her process, she never cried about her breast. All she wanted was her life. Congratulations, Texas girl. Mine was aggressive, had spread to nodes and ovaries, double mastectomy, hysterectomy, and aggressive chemo radiation. I'm here 11 years later. You can do this, Alicia. Yes, you can. It is doable. My friend has colon cancer, and I encourage her to save her life, not worry about anything else. Yes, T.L. Hodge. Because again, my surgeon looked me in the eye and said, if I get in there and have to cut away enough colon that it requires you wear a colostomy bag, then get over it. Get over yourself. Get over your thoughts of what you might look like or whatever. I did a very aggressive cleanup chemotherapy. Mine was cleanup chemotherapy. Everybody's is different. That's why I said this is Alicia's journey. And she has to handle it the way that she feels fit. TL, that colostomy bag can be reversed within months of her getting through treatment. Let her know that. Talk to her doctor about, not you, but have your friend talk to her doctor about the fact that those bags can be reversed. See, I had no knowledge. I mean, my mother passed away of cancer, my brother passed away of cancer. So I was very aware of cancer. But when it hit me, it was different, you know. I didn't have the same emotions as Alicia's having, and I don't expect Alicia to have the same emotions as I had. I have a colostomy bag since 2013, and mine couldn't be reversed. But you live a normal life, right, Sherry? But I don't want people to be scared off from having their annual exams, whether it be their mammograms or their gynecological exams. Trust me, I was one of those people that did not like to go to doctors. Number one, I worked for a company that did not offer health insurance. The only thing they offered was preventive care. But when I heard this talk of, in tears of, my, oh my God, losing my breast, I was thinking, Laura, do you know how much emphasis you are putting on an appendage as opposed to a life? And I don't want Alicia to do that. And thank God, listening to Alicia, it didn't sound as if she was. I didn't understand cancer when the way mine went down was I had been suffering a lot of stomach pain for probably about 2 months during 2016, towards the end of 2016, I think. Yeah. And it got to the point that nothing over the counter was working. This is just my story. This is not Alicia's story. This is no one's story. Yes, D Rod, please do. And I think during the month of October, you can do walk ins for mammograms. Around here, you can actually like schedule it through a Walgreens or a CVS. Of course, you have to go to the hospital to get it done. That's where the machine is. But yeah, but I had been going through some stomach pain, bloating, um, and just being exhausted. And I went through it for a couple months. I was trying everything over the counter. I was still working. I was trying everything over the counter. Um, One day, I just barely made it from the shower to the couch when I was trying to get ready for work. And that's when I broke down. And because I didn't have insurance, I didn't have a regular doctor. I went to a clinic to get my inhaler and stuff for my COPD. So I went to Cape Canaveral Hospital. I immediately was given a PET scan with contrast. I was given after it showed up in the PET scan with contrast that there was cancer in the body, I was given a colonoscopy. No, vice versa. I was given a colonoscopy. The colonoscopy couldn't be completed. Yes. And now they're even encouraging people even younger than 50, TL Hodge. Trust me when I say, if you've never had a colonoscopy, let me tell you how simple it is. Okay. The day before, in early in the morning, you drink this. They've got it down to where you don't even have to drink the gallons and gallons of shit. You get one like 12-ounce bottle of this lemon lime citrus nitrate or whatever. I don't know what it is. Citrus something. And you can buy it in Walgreens as a laxative. And then you get a prescription bottle that's just a little bitty bottle, like a little miniature bottle of cough syrup. You need to do it, Coffee. Cancer is scary. But a colonoscopy, if you've never had a mammogram, they're so easy. You go in, they put your boobs on this like little shelf, and then they bring this thing down and they smash your boobs a little bit. Is it a little bit uncomfortable? Yeah, because you're not used to having your boobs sandwiched. Hey, Kaz. but you're not used to having your boob sandwiched, between two things. A little uncomfortable. That's it. A little uncomfortable that could save your life. A colonoscopy. You do this prep the day before, you stay home. You grab a good book and you spend a lot of time in the bathroom. You go in. They put you on this freaking wonderful drug called propofol. It's a twilight drug. You don't remember nothing when I'm not even going to say when you come to, because you're not completely put out. Yeah, Anastasia, that's changed now. They have more simple, and you can request that, because they tried to get me to drink the gallon of shit, and I told them I don't drink that much water, beer, Mountain Dew, uh, anything in one setting. I can't drink that. But you go in, they give you an IV, they start propofol, you get all silly. The next thing you know, you don't remember anything. You'll wake up, your ass doesn't hurt, it doesn't bleed, you don't even know anybody's been up in there. Um, and you feel like you slept for a week. You feel great because it's a sedative. But I don't want people to get scared to do these things. Hey, Steph, you know, it's horrible what Alicia's going through. It's horrible for anybody. But to sit up on a panel, Laura, and make it sound like it's all about boobs struck me the wrong way, because there are plenty of women that have lost their breast to breast cancer that did not dance, was not strippers. It is not about a body part. It's about saving your freaking life. And I don't want to see anybody afraid to do it. I am proof, walking, talking proof, as are many in my chat right now. Hey, Jonice. Now, you want to talk about a woman going through it? Jonice is going through it. Yeah, my port was never good for anything like that. They didn't even do blood draws through my port. The only thing happened with my port, and that's something else. Getting a port put in. It's so easy. You go in, they give you a twilight. Sometimes they don't even put you to sleep. They just numb the area. They go right below the skin and they run the port. They put the port in and it goes into a major vein. And then they put a couple little stitches in it. And voila, you're home. I'm not trying to downplay cancer at all. And I am not here to speak on Alicia or her journey. And again, I send prayers and good vibes. But, and I prayed today because I thought she said she was going to talk to her oncologist today. I don't know. I prayed today that her oncologist has good news. Good news being it's there, it's small, we can deal with it. But Gladys, you did it. You know what? And thank God. And Gladys, your journey is so much different than mine. You know, Yes, mine was at the end of 2017. I went to the emergency room complaining of stomach pains. They did a MRI. They saw a mass. So they did a colonoscopy. He couldn't get the colonoscopy completed because the mass had, hey, Lurker, the mass had grown not outside of the colon wall, thank God. Um, D-Rod, you need to get your screenings. If you're supposed to get screened, I get scanxiety every year. As a matter of fact, I have 2 masses on my ovaries right now that I've been to an oncology gynecologist. And that was a couple months ago. She looked at the films. She said she wasn't concerned with them at the time. Let's look at them again in 3 months. So that 3 months is rolling around soon. So I need to make that appointment. But thank you, Coffee with CC. Thank you. Because that whole argument about addiction has just set me on my fucking head. But you can't argue with ignorant. You just can't. Thank you, Lurker. I'm so glad. Lurker said, I just had my mammogram. I had to go in for an ultrasound. They had seen something, but it was nothing. Thank goodness. Everybody, please go get your mammograms because the chances are higher that they're going to be nothing. Breasts are fatty tissue. That's it. They're just made of fat. So I also have lumps in my breast, but they have a name for it. I forget what it is. It gets checked. It's nothing. It's nothing. Copy with CC. I'm going to go back and listen here in a little bit. But what I don't want to happen is for people to fear getting these important examinations done. Yes, Jonice. Every journey is different. Alicia's is Alicia's. Yours is yours. Mine is mine. All right, TL. Start making a list. But I don't want people to fear it. You know, the fear comes afterwards. And even then, I would pray you would stay as positive as you could, because once my colonoscopy done, it couldn't be completed. They did a PET scan with contrast, and it showed no other cancer throughout my body. Thank you, God. So the surgeon went in, he removed the tumor, he put my colon back together. Hey, Nunya. Nunya, I'm struggling here. Can I tell your story? Because it's not my story. Just like Alicia's is not my story. My story is my story. Let me just say, okay, you heard me talk about someone else who had just had their breast removed due to breast cancer. Well, it's Nunya Biz. And she's in the middle of the process. Okay. She's had them removed. Um, she's in the middle of, I don't know, Nunya, have you had them reconstructed yet? Are you still waiting to heal or what? How does that work? But Nunya made the decision to have both breasts removed. Okay, Cash, you're right. I did. But I am so proud of the way that Nunya has handled all of this. Yes, fibrocystic breast. That's what I have, moderator. I have to wait till all the scabs are off and then they can start to fill. Okay. I wish, Alicia, if you're listening, that maybe reach out to Nunya. And again, it might not be your same scenario. I don't know. But maybe Nunya could give you some peace of mind because it sounds like, Alicia, you're really putting yourself through a lot mentally. And I hate that for you. You know, when once my tumor was removed, the surgeon came in. He said, I got it all. He said, I'm going to send the oncologist in to talk to you. My oncologist, great dude. Um, he come in, he sat beside my bed, he held my hand. He was very straightforward. And he said, because of my family history and the fact that they had worked on the colon, where, that's not the best place to be playing around in. That's your part of your poop chute. Um, that he suggested I get this genetic test done. It was $6,000. I didn't have $6,000. It got paid for. I still don't know how, but when I asked, he just kind of winked at me. And it came back. I was at a higher likelihood for cancer to return than I was at. It was higher. The percentage was higher. Well, none. You keep us updated. I just wished Laura's panel would not have been turned into losing breast, losing breast, losing breast, losing breast. Instead of, it could have been more educational, that this is the reason you get your test done. This is the reason you get your test done. And I felt like it was insulting to women who have lost their breast, such as Nunya Business, who, just because she's never been a dancer, doesn't make the loss of her breast any less traumatic. I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I know if I would have texted or called Laura and tried to have this conversation with her, what it would have ended up being, and I would have gotten nowhere with it. Jonice. I just don't want it to be so scary that you don't do it. And I don't want it to be the thought of losing your breast. And I will say again, Alicia did try to deter the conversation away from boobs. But stop scaring people. Stop making them feel like, that losing an appendage is like the worst thing in the world. No, no, no. The alternative is much worse. I don't know, Terry Lynn. I still haven't figured that out. I talked to somebody this morning. They said, "Did you see Alicia, or did you see Laura's panel? Alicia went up on it." So I went to watch. And again, This has nothing to even do with Alicia other than the fact that she's got breast cancer. This is about the way that Laura tried to present it. And I was astounded. Saving your life is what is important. Catching it early is important. Texas Rose's boobs are just as important as my boobs. Nunya Biz's boobs were just as important as anybody else's boobs. But guess what? Nunya walked her journey and is continuing to walk her journey. Alicia will walk her journey and will continue to walk her journey. But I can promise you, when it comes to cancer, physical appearance, thank you for those words, Jonice. And every chemo cocktail out there is different. It is designed, not to say the same two people haven't had the same chemo cocktail, but it is designed for your particular situation. I did what was it called? 5FU with oxyplatin. And my oncologist told me oxyplatin is really rough. And of course, with these treatments, you do get pumped full of steroids. I didn't gain a lot of weight nor lose a lot of weight. I lost some weight. I did not lose my hair. It thinned, but I did not lose it. So everybody's journey is different here. But don't avoid the journey and risk your life. Yes, D-Rod, please follow up. I've literally had people tell me that they're getting scared because their yearlies are coming up. And these are people that's never had cancer. Don't be scared. I get scanxiety every single, now I'm down to once a year. I was once every 6 months. Once I got 5 years out, it became once a year. Now, this other scan I have to do has nothing to do with the colon cancer. It has to do with the masses on my ovaries, which is probably nothing. Jonice is amazing. Me too, D-Rod. I have fibrocystic lumps that are not cancerous in my breast. No one on both sides of my family has cancer. I'm the first. I can't say that, Nunya Biz. Like I said, my mother passed of cancer. My brother passed of cancer. Neither one of them was colon cancer. But I just want people to know it can be done. And I want Alicia to know that you can do this, especially a young, healthy, because Alicia appears to be a pretty healthy person prior to this. And I'm only going by pictures and what she said. I don't know about her daily routines. But Alicia, if you're listening, you can do this. And if you want to talk to somebody that's going through it, Nunya Biz is right here. The first thing my doctor told me is get the fuck off Google. My mom just had a double mastectomy and she's 83 and doing great. I am so glad that your mom's doing good, Tawanda. I really am. But I don't want people to be scared. That's my biggest thing. You know, I posted on my wall, October is breast cancer awareness month. Get your boobies checked. Stay vigilant. Once you hear those words cancer, yeah, it's scary. Yes, my doctor told me the same thing. Do not ask Google anything because Google will have you have cancer. Because what it's going to light up and say could be a symptom of, and the word cancer is going to light up. And that's the first thing your mind is going to go to because that's the scariest thing. Oh, I did. I Dr. Googled and got caught doing it. And see, my problem is I never dealt with my cancer. I never emotionally dealt with it. I was like, okay, I have cancer. Get it out of me. I got to get back to work. Hey, Ginger Locks. I didn't dwell in it. I didn't, but that's my journey. I'm not saying that anybody else, the way they're handling it it's wrong. I'm not a cancer specialist here. My mom opted for prosthetics. She said they will be fine in the dresser drawer. Michelle, if they ever take my phone or my computer and search my Google searches, I'll probably be in prison because I am so into true crime. But I even had a place ask me one time, "Who's your regular doctor?" I said, "Google." I've since learned not to live that way. But I don't want people to think the loss of a breast is the worst case scenario. It's actually one of the best case scenarios if it means saving your life. And for Laura to insinuate her or Alicia's boobs, and Alicia, I know you didn't do this. I watched the live. I know you didn't encourage Laura here. But to insinuate because you've worked in the business of showing your boobs to make money is somehow more traumatic than any other woman. I found it pretty fucking degrading, to be honest with you. And I found it degrading for Nunya Biz. That's what struck me, is because I know what Nunya's been going through. And I know how strong Nunya was. Hey, Sarah. When the decision was made to have her breast removed. And talking to Nunya behind the scenes, I never once heard her cry or complain because her breasts were being. No, those were not Alicia's words. Never once did I hear Nunya cry or complain. that she was losing her boobs. What I did hear her say was how grateful she was to save her life. So, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Please go get your mammograms, get your annuals. If you have had cancer in the past and you're still being scanned, go get them. Go get your scans. It's scary. I know. I get scanxiety every time I have to go for them. But I pop a little nerve pill and I feel better. Who would tell someone they would have trouble finding a man after having breast cancer? I can't. I can't. I just can't. Who would want a man who wants you for only your fucking breast? How about that? Now I'm going to get mad. And this live is about Laura, not Alicia. Alicia just happened to be on the panel. But I will say that Alicia did try to deter it away from the loss of a breast. I can't even comprehend something like that. Do you think maybe she was just being a bit ignorant? No, I think she was being a whole lot ignorant. Um, we know she hasn't got the most sensitive mouth. Oh no, this wasn't just insensitivity, British Chippy. This was just downright. I can't believe this is coming out of your mouth. And nothing really shocks me anymore on here. But I won't even say that panel. I'll say, Laura, you shocked me. And I don't know why I continue to be surprised by the things you say. After all the years I've known you. I, I don't know why I do. But please, guys, it's October. Make your appointment. Get it done. Get your boobs squeezed. It's okay. Get your annuals. That sucks a little bit more than a mammogram, but it needs to happen. And I don't know these people's age. I don't know you guys' ages in my chat, but I can only go by my analytics. I can say most of you are over 40. Side eye. I just had one 2 months ago. I'm 36. Just a routine and one because a very close family member was diagnosed and it scared me. I was nervous wreck waiting for my results. I felt so much better after. Yes, you will. Now, again, if you hear cancer come out of my mouth again, it will be because it was part of my journey. I'm not here to judge anyone else's journey. I don't judge Jonice. I don't judge British. I'm sorry. I don't they didn't stick by you with your son. Praying for you, Alicia. If you're watching, fuck YouTube drama. That is what I meant when I said sticking by people in the community during tough times should be a thing. No, my son is free reign around this motherfucker. Don't even get me started on that. And I'm going to go watch Coffee with Cece. Please sub up to her. I want to watch her video about addiction. Any clown sitting on here saying that it's not a disease. You just cannot argue with ignorance. You just can't. But I did come on, and like I said, I wish Alicia the best of luck, good vibes, prayers, whatever it takes to get her through this. But this really has nothing to do with Alicia. This has to do with the stupidity that came out of Laura's mouth last night. It just so happens that Alicia was on the panel. Laura would have said it whether Alicia was there or not. I have no doubt. Yes, D-Rod, mine did too. So again, prayers to each and every one of you that is suffering through anything, whether it be addiction, whether it be, diabetes or fibromyalgia, cancer. I don't care how I feel about anybody on here. I don't want to see anyone physically suffer. No one. But I also don't want people to become scared to get things done that need to be done. I don't want people to believe that if you lose a breast, no man will ever want you again. I don't want any of that. That's nonsense. Hey, Bailey. That is total nonsense. And Laura, that's what you spoke last night, was total nonsense. If you want to be there for your friend Alicia, then be encouraging. Don't cry because it could happen to you, because it could happen to anyone, male or female. And for the love of all that is holy, and I pray to God, Laura, you're never in this position. But trust me, the best thing you can do for your friend, Alicia, is to be encouraging her, not driving home how bad losing a breast would be. So please, ladies, even gentlemen, go get your prostate checked if you're at that age. Ladies, get your mammograms, get your annuals, get ahead of this, get ahead of anything. Chances are more likely everything's going to come back normal. Okay? You have a higher percentage that everything's going to come back normal, but you're going to sleep better that night. And anything when it comes to your body being caught early, anything, no matter what it is, if you catch it early, you have better chances. You have better results in the end. So, woman up there, folks. Go get them boobies squished. Go get your annuals. If you've been through cancer and you're doing scans, go get your scans. Yes, Sunnyside, you do. And it's so easy to put off. But go get her done, ladies. And regardless of your situation, keep pushing on. There is life before cancer and there is life after cancer. And please, Alicia, I'm begging you, don't draw any crazy conclusions in your head. Wait for the facts. That's all I ask. Because you will drive yourself insane. It doesn't hurt, just a little uncomfortable. We can do it. So go get your booby squeezed. Everybody, sit down today. If you're due, sit down today. Call your doctor. Yes, listen to the professionals. Call your doctor. Tawanda is dropping the link if you'd like to donate to the breast cancer awareness. But hey, Moonchild Pink, within a month or so, I want to do a live and I want every woman in here to come in here and put a 1 in the chat if they got their boobies checked. Yes, do your breast exam in the shower. Report any changes. Sometimes you don't feel it. But light up October with pink. Laura, well, what can I say, Laura? I just couldn't believe what I heard on that panel. But then again, why do I let you shock me? So let's say 3 months. 3 months, ladies. I'm going to do a live stream just long enough for you to come in here and put a 1 in the chat saying you got your boobies checked. You got your annuals. Because I hate to say it, but mine's coming up too. Get your colonoscopies if you're, I think they've lowered the age. It used to be 50. I'm not sure. Don't Google. Just talk to your doctor. It is cheaper in October. And like I said, Michelle, there's some places around here that'll do just walk-ins. Good. RJS7. I'm glad you had it done. Insurance pays for it. Of course, it's preventative care. So get her done. Anybody suffering, prayers for peace. My next live, I may go on and talk about addiction because we seem to think, some people seem to think, it's just for shits and giggles. Walk a mile in my fucking shoes and tell me that it's just for shits and giggles. Okay? All right, guys, I'm off here. Got to lay out something for supper. Got to do some dusting. Got to listen for some true crime. I'm still watching that Save Maya trial. I hope they win. I hope John Hopkins has to pay out millions. I'm sorry. That's my opinion on it. If you're not watching it, there's a documentary on Netflix called Save Maya. I feel like what that hospital did was just incredibly cruel to that family. and someone lost their life over it. So sorry, John Hopkins, if you're listening. Yeah, right. I hope you lose your ass. But with that, you guys have a great day. Laura, please try to be more, what's the word? Sensitive than just boobies. All right, guys. We'll see you around the tube soon. Bye.